From our studio in Newport Beach, California, welcome to another edition of the Chab Dog Sports Talk Radio Show. Sometimes scattered, but always edgy. We're an authentic take on sports talk. Rated R. Chab Dog brings you Eric, the Well-Read, Frank, the Tank, Brian from Sports Rock, and special guests. We're here to talk sports. We're here to rant and vent. We're here to take it up another notch. Now here's your host, Chab Dog.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another edition of Chab Dog Sports Talk. We're on each Sunday from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific Time. Brought to you by Chabner Law, serving Southern California's transactional legal needs, and we're also doing estate planning. And by Chab Dog Sports Blog for your head of your sports headlines and biting sports commentary. And this is the first show of August 2020. And we could use some light in our life right now. It's very foggy out there, isn't it?
Hey, Chab Dog.
And this is my co-host, Well-Read, Eric the Well-Read.
Yeah, heaviest fog I've seen this year. It was literally misting this morning.
Yeah, I thought
it
it
was
would...
hotter, too. It was far more humid. It was like 68 degrees when I woke up, and then now it's down to 64.
It's kind of refreshing. I don't mind I don't mind the fog, you know.
Oh, yeah, fine. It's going to burn off and be 85 degrees this afternoon, so...
In high school, that was one of my nicknames because I did some very funny things on the tennis court where I forgot my tennis racket one time when I was coming off of a break.
Oops.
And my coach made fun of me for that for the rest of my career. I was a good tennis player, by the way.
Yeah, I understand that. Didn't you play scholarship or varsity at one of your...
I played number 2 at my high school for like 500 plus kids, which was one of the best tennis schools for public high schools for in the state
in Maryland.
We were good. And
what's your nickname of your state there in Maryland?
What the nickname of the school?
Of the state?
The Lazy Susan State. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Like Tennessee, the volunteer state.
We don't really. I don't think we have.
I thought there was a nickname for Maryland. Okay.
You got me off the subject.
All right, we're talking school and tennis.
Yeah,
but I believe also that when you went into to college, you also continued the tennis.
But I have a tendency to be absent-minded, and so he called me the Fog. Mm-hmm. I've kind of always identified with the Fog. We have a fog. This is 1988, and we're doing what happened tonight. It's the
a fog game in 1988.
It's not too late. We're not too late for 1988 show, and we got the fog game in hockey with the Bruins and the Oilers.
Yeah,
this is when the Oilers were just unbeatable. Nothing could stop them, right?
For years. Messier
and the Bruins were on the wrong end of those matchups. I think 2 times they lost the Stanley Cup to the Oilers, and. In 1988, there was that fog game. I don't even remember if we won that game or not, the Bruins. Too bad Mark's not here.
Yep.
Mark, shame on you. You would have had the entire hour to yourself because Tank is not calling in today.
Yes, we will be without Tank today. Hopefully he's, I think his shower curtain rod is not strong enough to withstand his weight. So I don't think he'll be... I think he'll be alive another day, but...
Well, there's always chairs you can stand on and kick off.
Not for Tank.
Sick. I don't want to talk about that. Tank, don't do anything extreme.
Yeah, please, Tank. Don't do anything extreme.
The season is young.
He won't be calling in this morning.
But
I think he was going to play a nice game of therapeutic mini golf. So he's going to do mini golf or go to a pool and do some swimming.
I guess you can do mini golf even during coronavirus, right?
Oh yeah, Tank's already been filmed doing it. He plays great mini golf. There's this one where he goes with his Harambe gorilla. He has to shoot around. No kidding.
All of our entertainment options are not destroyed by this thing.
Yeah, mini golf. I don't think you do mini golf in California.
I haven't played mini golf in a long time.
Yeah, not that I'm missing out. Ooh, bowling. Are the bowling alleys? They're probably not open, are they?
Bowling seems like one of those things that would be bad because you're touching the same balls as everybody, and
Yeah.
it's very. It's
You'd have to
it's
use the
kinda-
ball
it's
cleaner
kind of
every
sexual.
time.
It's kind of sexual, you know. Somebody could do a nice analysis of why bowling and sex, what they have. In
Oh, yeah.
common.
An intersectional analysis. You go on all socialist, Marxist, Democrat
Because
now,
you're
and the
dealing,
pins
you're
mean
dealing
this,
with
and
fingers.
the ball means that.
You're dealing with fingers, you know, fingering things and holes. And
Ooh. Sounds a little child porn here. Tell me more about your relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, Brandon Chapman.
I don't want to go there.
How many times were
Nothing's
you on
been proven.
Lolita Express?
Nothing's been proven. So Alan Dershowitz is still safe. I saw him interviewed. He was interviewed about.
Did you see that interview? Yeah, I saw the same interview, and it was like, dude,
Oh,
you sound like Clinton.
I was there, but I was there with my family.
I've only had sex with one woman.
That's where you take your wife and kids to
Did you hear him say
Epstein
he's
Island.
only had sex with one woman?
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, well, that's doesn't that depend on what the definition of sex is?
Well, only one woman, but how many men?
Yeah, it doesn't count the farm animals. Oh, dude, he was so. It's like you're. He's lying.
He's a shameless promoter.
That too, but he's lying. He's like he's caught dead to rights here. And same with the
Be
president.
careful. I didn't say that. You did.
Yeah, go for it because try it because you know what it says what it says. You were there, and you knew. And if maybe you didn't partake, it doesn't matter. Watching a crime occur is also a felony, Mister. You know that.
And we don't know what Clinton's. I guess denied it. He's denied.
Clinton denied ever being on the island. Well, clearly that was a lie. I mean, either he's lying or she's lying.
And then you have Bill Richardson.
Was Bill Richardson mentioned?
Yes.
He's a Republican, isn't he?
No, Democrat.
Oh, jeez.
Of course.
Okay. Gee, what a shame.
It's only Democrats involved in this. I
was
think.
going to say, have they caught any Republicans yet?
No, there was George Mitchell.
George Mitchell?
George Mitchell. He seems like the least likely
George
guy.
Mitchell?
Yeah.
It was like Al Gore. Geez, maybe I am starting to think maybe this is she just has brain damage.
Was she doing mushrooms or something?
Naming names.
When she came up with this list?
Maybe it was the guy was just wearing an Al Gore face mask.
What was George Mitchell's claim to fame?
George Mitchell.
Was he? He was part of.
He was a security advisor.
Wasn't he part of Clinton's cabinet?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. And geez, he might go back to Carter as well. But
he wasn't
Clinton.
Secretary of State, was he?
No, but he was something like that. George Mitchell. Yeah, I like George Mitchell. I have fond memories of him. I don't remember what he did, but I'll have to look him up.
Department of Security of Interior.
Maybe. I think he had a better post than that.
What was it?
All right.
So where were we? How we get sidetracked?
we're
talking about
George Mitchell.
1980.
We got some
What I remember about 1980 was the Olympics because it was a second year in law school. And I had occasional time at night to watch what was going on in the Seoul Olympics. And that was when FloJo was going nuts, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she set all these speed records.
Oh, she was great. Did I send you the tape of her? I think I sent
Oh, yeah,
you.
we got FloJo lined up here.
Yeah.
We got some great clips today. We got FloJo. Got some from that hockey game, the infamous hockey game in the fog.
And, of course, the Kirk Gibson home run. That was 1988.
And that's Vin Scully was narrating it, too.
Yeah.
So it's even better. We get to hear Vin as well.
Yeah.
Got the Redskins beating poor old John Elway in Denver.
Yeah, but that was, you kind of knew that was going to happen. Denver had established itself as a loser in the Super Bowls. So I've gotten very used to seeing them do the letdown in the Super Bowl and just let the Redskins run all over them. Mm-hmm. That was the game Timmy Smith had. Over 200 yards.
He set a record at that point, and then it got unfortunately eclipsed soon after, but it was a good record.
The Super Bowl record got eclipsed soon after?
Yeah, I think if not the following year, then definitely the year after that.
Wait, who would have done that?
So in 88, so 89 or 90.
You're talking about the most yards by a running back?
In a game, in a single game, yes. Most yards
in the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. I know. I thought, Timmy Smith.
Well, I'm thinking maybe it was Thurman Thomas in like that New York Super Bowl.
So what do we need Tank for? Tank would know this cold.
I know.
Yeah.
And I don't have I'm not going to sit look this up on a computer.
No, I'm not. I'm too bored. Brian will do that for us next time.
New York, the game against the Giants, that was the game where Norwood was wide right.
Yeah, okay, so that was 1990. So what was who's Super Bowl 89 was
no 89 was the Niners. They destroyed the Broncos.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there was nobody rushing for any records there. So maybe 1990. But then that game against the Giants in 90. Was it Giants or Cowboys in 90? It was Giants, wasn't it?
That was the game. The Norwood game was the Giants-Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giants-Bills.
That was like 90. I don't remember. It was 90 or 91.
That's what I'm thinking. So the first one might have been the Cowboys. Troy Aikman and the boys. And
What do you mean the first one? The first one with the Bills?
Correct. Which would be 1990 because it was 90,
Oh,
91.
yeah, the first one with the Bills was the New York Giants.
Okay. Giants.
Okay, 90. And then the Redskins.
Oh, and then the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Cowboys twice.
So it's like the NFC East were just like all taking turns.
They just took turns.
The Bills
it was like
pulling the train.
It was a gangbang. It was an NFC East gangbang.
That's the joke.
Yeah.
The only ones that were invited were the Cardinals.
Well, they left anyway, so.
Cardinals were in the NFC East for no apparent reason.
Yeah, just like an afterthought, sort of tacked in there.
Yeah. So that was.
So Chemdog, we got some sports back this week.
We did. We've had baseball.
We've had baseball,
but the problem with baseball is now did you look? They had 5 games canceled last night.
Yeah, that they're making a bigger deal out of it. Yeah, so.
But Manfred is getting worried that if this keeps up, that they might have to cancel the season.
Did he really? He released that on Friday. Did he really take that as a serious threat?
I think serious enough he had to mention it.
Yeah.
I mean, if if they're really thinking it could happen, then he needs to prepare people for it.
Well, or do you think it's just to get the players to help curb their behavior? Because apparently there's stories of the players going out to strip clubs and bars and hanging out and
really?
Yeah. Unfortunately,
that is happening.
There are stories of that. I haven't,
because that's not happening in the bubble, is it?
Well, it can't happen in the bubble. And so baseball is expecting the players to be a little more under control.
They call it the bubble because
they can't leave.
The players, I mean,
they're in a compound and they can't leave the compound.
It's a physical. It's a physical compound, like being in the military base.
Yes, there's a fence around it. Yes, there's a gate.
Wow. See, I didn't know it was really defined like that.
Yes. Yeah, so Orlando is literally the bubble. Yeah, and the tournament that our Canadian basketball friends are playing, it's a bubble. They can't move in or out. And
so the question is, can they completely control what's in the bubble enough to make it work?
We'll see.
Because you would think if everybody's clean coming into the bubble,
they'll never have a case of sickness.
They could bring something with the testing. I don't know. Does the testing catch everything in your system, or is there some kind of a
See, we're going to find that out. This bubble's going to be good data here.
So the NBA seems to be working, and that's back.
The NHL is in a modified bubble system.
I can't even bring myself to look at what's going on in the NHL because I just...
Really? It was great. The hockey yesterday was fantastic. The fights. Oh,
really?
My goodness. It was like right back. We're right back in the action.
Well, see, what is
they
that?
Were hot and passionate.
Is anything different about the hockey? Like the players look the same.
Well, they use skates and they move
the players.
Sticks on ice.
No, but the players look the same as they always have, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because in baseball, things are looking.
Oh, we got Brian Keller calling in.
Oh. Hello, you're next on Chavdog Sports Talk. Is this Brian Keller from Sport Rocks?
Yes, hello, gentlemen.
Thank you for calling in. Nice and bright and early and bushy-tailed. Are you safe and sound in Banning? I heard that there's some smoke signals out there.
Yeah, we had a fire right down the way. Started only about 2 miles from here, but it's moved off further north into the mountains.
Oh, good.
It looks like it's smoldering. was really going wild yesterday.
Uh-huh.
So it's blowing, the wind's blowing to the north of us, so you can smell a little smokish, but not bad. So
that's
good.
great news.
Yes. Anyway, no.
It's only about 2 miles away where it originated, and now it's probably 5 to 10 miles out.
Mm-hmm. Was it? There's a rumor that Antifa started the fire. Can you? And you got any intel on that?
Yeah, of
Blame
course,
it,
probably some
Antifa.
liberals.
It's part of their urban destruction program. Or, sorry, suburban.
The last I heard was 4 possibly teenagers.
Really?
Yep.
So maybe I'm not so far off with that
Fireworks.
Antifa claim.
Do things like this
Yeah.
always have a man-made cause? No, right? I mean, what I want
Lightning.
I'd like to know what the percentage of the time is that it's not human error.
Geez. I don't know what
But-
that might be, but I'm sure it's...
Half?
Is it hardly at all?
Oh no. It's got to be more than hardly at all.
It could be... Well, I'd have to think the majority is started somehow by a human being.
Well, I won't give the majority to humans because then lightning causes a lot.
Is it just lightning, or is it something else?
Well, there's power lines go down like the campfire. That's humans.
Mm-hmm.
There's
See,
some
power lines would be human intervention, I would guess.
absolutely yeah, and bums in Laurel Canyon started that fire
Yeah.
by the Getty.
Can't be animals.
That's human.
Can't be animals,
At
all
least
right.
the last 3 I know of out in
No,
this
say
area,
spontaneously combust.
they're all set by somebody. Some maniac set one over here in the Mount San Jacinto Mountain,
Mm-hmm.
Idlewild,
Mm.
and another one out here about 3 years ago with some bums that camp up in the hills.
Yeah.
And now this one supposes some teenagers with fireworks, possibly. Yeah. I see the smoke, but it's not right. Yesterday it looked like a nuclear explosion.
Yeah, look close too.
Yeah.
Must have smelled great.
Yeah, was it blowing your way? Could you smell it, or I guess it was blowing the other way, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much blown the other way. But the night before, see, it started actually Friday evening.
Mhm.
And come Friday night, it was really heavy. You could smoke smell. I had to close the house up. But Saturday was real dry. There's not much wind, and it just created this gigantic mushroom cloud.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty awesome looking.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get up, when I walked down to the end of my street, I could see flames from there in the distance.
Yeah, that's where it looked pretty close.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I looked it up. Timmy Smith still holds that record, believe it or not.
Oh, thank you. I thought he had lost it, so I'm so glad
There
the
you
Redskins
go.
still holds it. Thank you.
Sometimes
Marcus
well
Allen
read,
came
you're
up
not
with
that well read.
191. Was
My
second
memory's
place.
failing me. That's great.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was wondering that myself. I thought, did anybody ever break that yet? Nope.
I just thought maybe Thurman Thomas, but he called a lot of passes in that game. that I
So
was
since
thinking of.
1988, no one's broken that record. That's wow.
There's a lot of yards for a Super Bowl. It's just
Especially how
Yeah,
much
plus
scoring
now
there
that
was.
all the focus on passing, especially
Yeah.
now.
mhm.
You may not ever see that. Yeah.
Well, they scored most of the points for the game in the second quarter, and so after that, they could run, and they ran that, but they ran that counter tray.
35 points, 5 touchdowns
just-
in one quarter.
I just remember being fascinated at how Doug Williams outplayed John Elway.
Yeah.
You know, Doug Williams looked like he was in total control in that.
And you know that Williams wasn't even the starter during the season?
No, Jay Schrader was the starter. That
Jay
year.
Schrader.
Shay Schrader. Yeah.
He took him. Hey, he won a lot of games that year.
He was
okay.
He was another in the
Oh yeah,
line.
they had a good. They were like 11-4 or something like
Another
Yeah.
in the line of
Yeah.
great Ohio State quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Art Schliester and Jay Schrader.
Jay Schrader. Well, I think Schliester probably had a little more talent, but
I don't know. Schrader
Except
had
for gambling, he's bad at that.
Schrader had some talent, but just never came close to really working out. Right?
You got a ring. How many rings you got?
But
I guess you got
Doug Williams is the reason. I mean, he kept that team clicking that year.
Well, when Schrader, when he had to come in for backup, when Schrader got his bell rung, yes, and then in the end there,
I don't remember how well Schrader was doing.
Schrader was, as Brian pointed out, he was 11 and 11
so
and 4, 11
he was
and 5.
pretty hot.
He was pretty. It was probably his best year.
What were you going to say, Brian?
Oh, no. I just happened when I was looking through the Super Bowl that year. Ali Haji Sheikh with the Washington kicker.
Sheik.
I remember that name. Yeah.
He had the record for 6 extra points until that was later broken.
Huh. Yeah, the Sheik. I haven't heard his name called in a long time.
Yeah.
That was one of the years Art Monk went nuts. I think he caught a lot of passes.
Yes.
Right?
And Dexter Manley was...
Oh, they had Dexter Manley.
Yes.
I love Dexter Manley.
Cat. K-A-T.
And Darrell Green was his imposing self, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Don
Let
Warren.
me see what they had. Yeah, Williams.
Was there tight end Don Warren?
No, I think he was earlier.
He was. Was he?
Was Warren there?
Monk only caught one 40-yard pass for a touchdown during that.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, yeah, but the whole season.
Ricky Sanders was the one.
Ricky Sanders.
He's little. Little Ricky Sanders.
Did they have Alvin Garrett, too?
Well, Garrett's even smaller.
Remember
Get careful now.
Coselsa.
That's Coselsa. Yeah, you have to put it in quotes before you say it.
Yes. I didn't say it. I just thought it.
I don't see him on the stats anywhere.
Oh. Well, who was a tight end?
Mostly it was Sanders got 9 passes. Gary Clark.
Oh, Gary Clark was good.
Yeah.
Who was the tight end?
Yeah. Who was the tight end?
Alvin.
Which one of these guys?
Don Warren?
Not sure.
They didn't have one.
Who was it? Don Warren?
Yes.
Oh, it's Don Warren. Okay.
Yeah, Don Warren. Don
Yes.
Warren. Yeah, he got a couple of passes.
There you
He was kind of reliable. And the kicker was Ali Haji Sheikh. Is that what you said?
go. Yeah, the Sheik.
Yep.
I thought that he played for the Giants.
Yeah, he did later.
Oh.
He may have later. Yeah, he played with the Giants later.
So-
Actually, he was drafted in '83 by the Giants and also played for the Falcons. And
So this was before Mark Mosley.
No, after. Mosley played in the earlier 80s.
Oh. Mosley was...
He probably took over. from
Mosley's on
Yeah.
the first team that won it.
Yeah. He must have
Oh.
he must have taken over after. Yeah, he must have been the guy
I thought
who.
Mosley lasted longer.
Well, yeah,
I
he goes
really
in.
did.
He goes in the 70s. Mosley was kicking in the 70s.
Oh.
The last of the straight ahead, barefoot kickers.
He was barefoot and straight ahead?
Or was he just straight ahead?
He was straight ahead. He kicked with his toe.
Was he barefoot?
Yeah.
Yeah, he kicked with his toe. He
Yeah.
wasn't barefoot, though.
No, he was barefoot, wasn't he?
No. Those guys that kick barefoot are always sidewinders.
I think he was just barefoot straight ahead.
All right, you can look that. Ask
okay.
Brian. Ask Brian
Brian
about
will know.
that. I would be shocked because, how would your toe survive that? There's no way.
Okay. Okay.
Your foot, your toes are just not that strong.
Come to think of it, yeah, what you're saying makes sense.
That would be like the ugliest thing I'd ever seen.
He probably had maybe he had his toes ampla. He had his toes ampla.
Like Tony Franklin, the guy that kicks without his shoe, he kicks that way in the snow too. I think that's the crazy thing. He never puts a shoe on.
Well, here I'm gonna put this clip on from the Redskins.
Yes,
Play it?
yes.
I think they must have told
This
Timmy
is great. Thanks.
just before kickoff.
The Super Bowl was Timmy Smith's right now moment.
Joe
On the Redskins'
Jacoby.
first
Look
drive,
how big Joe Jacoby
there was nothing
was.
to indicate anything special would come of it. While Denver's
Yeah,
offense
Denver
enjoyed the ultimate fast start.
Came up with 2 touchdowns.
Boom, first play, John Elway throws this 400-yard
Ricky
bomb
Nattil.
400-yard bomb.
over Barry Wilburn for a touchdown.
Can you believe that? In one play, the
Nice
Broncos
orange throw she's wearing.
He beat Barry
Yeah.
Wilburn on it.
Now I remember clearly to
Darrell
this day
Green.
taking a beeline toward Barry Wilburn.
Fastest man in
saying,
football.
Forget that play right now.
A torn bicep once prevented Williams from going to a Super Bowl with Tampa. A sprained knee wasn't about to stop Williams from winning a Super Bowl with Washington.
The Washington Redskins offense is back on the football field, and so
Frank
is number
Herzog.
17, Doug Williams.
On his first snap, Williams threw an 80-yard touchdown to Ricky Sanders.
Yes, there you go. There's your
Play
Richie
ignited
Sanders.
the greatest offensive explosion in Super Bowl history.
We coming back, we're going to do it.
Dexter.
Williams the pass, lobs it up. He's got Clark at the goal line.
Yeah, they
He's got
just
it.
had so
Touchdown,
many
Washington
they had so many weapons. And
They'll
they
hand off to
they
Smith,
had
and
a
he's
good,
got
you know, their
Hall,
lines were
midfield,
good.
horse race to the
I mean,
40,
this was
far
a
side
very
35,
good team.
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Washington Redskins.
Yeah, it kind of gets forgotten because it's in between that one.
Right, because the one that the third one was a real powerhouse.
We are seeing a
14-2.
virtuoso
God.
performance.
They were good.
Get another one right here.
Joe Gibbs, when he had it right, he had his teams wired tight.
Great coach.
Yeah,
Second quarter, we only ran 18 plays,
that's
and we
why
scored
I-
35 points.
They scored 35 points in 18 plays.
Yeah,
They should definitely get word to Joe
they
Gibbs on
just
the
owned
bench.
this
Tell
matchup.
him how
The line
close Timmy
totally
Smith
took care
is
of
to
it.
that
Counter
record.
Trey.
Look at
See
this.
the way that pulling guards move over there.
Timmy Smith
That should
just
just
had
about
everywhere to
do it.
go.
He's got to go over
Guards
200
annihilated.
yards.
Will be the single game rushing leader
That's
in
Mark
Super
May.
Bowl history.
That's got to do it.
Timmy Smith, you're talking about a one-game wonder. I don't think I've laid eyes on him since that day. I don't remember seeing him again after that season.
Wow.
Most valuable player of Super Bowl 22 is quarterback Doug Williams of the Washington Redskins.
The first black quarterback to start a Super Bowl, the first black quarterback
That's
to win a
significant.
Super Bowl. Tell you what, I hope Doug Williams does. I hope he puts to
How long
bed
you been a black
once
quarterback
and
for,
all
Mr. Williams?
about the black athlete in professional football.
And he didn't after this. I didn't.
That was pretty much the end.
Yeah,
Well, that was a great clip.
yeah.
It takes me back. Now, he came from, that Gibbs prior to Washington was an assistant with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, he's part of the Tampa Bay. He grew up in Tampa Bay learning to coach. And one of the players that he drafted from high school was Doug Williams. That's how Doug Williams ended up on Tampa Bay, because he was part of.
Yeah, Doug Williams was on Tampa Bay.
That's right.
I was thinking that.
Yeah,
I wasn't
Doug Williams,
100% sure, but I.
And
I
he
seem to-
was. I mean, those teams back then. Oh my God, they're horrible. But he was. You could see the kid had talent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, he threw.
But that was because Gibbs coached him back then. So when Gibbs had a chance to get him on the Redskins and bring him in,
Jumped
after
at that.
Theismann was.
Yeah.
Well, either Theismann aged out or his leg got broke out. But then that's when they had so he was able to bring Doug in then.
Oh, do you want to ask him about the kickers, the straight ahead kicker?
Well, I think I'm sorry. Yeah, he must have worn a
But
shirt.
I'm still
But
curious.
he was a straight ahead kicker, but he wore a shirt.
Brian, do you know? Do you know when Mark Mosley was the kicker for the Redskins?
Mosley, let me see.
Give me my cheese whiz, boy.
Alexa, how long was Mark Mosley a kicker for the Redskins?
Well, I won't let that bitch in my house. Alexa, you fools out there with your Siris and your Alexas, they're listening to you 24/7. It's in the
It was
fine
interesting
print.
to note that Timmy Smith there, just basically that was his one-hit wonder. Cause he
Another
gave all
one-hit wonder.
607
Still.
yards and scored 3 touchdowns in his NFL career.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But what a career. I mean, what a way to go.
That one game, that's all it takes.
Mhm.
He's become a legend, man.
Yeah, to become a legend. I mean, it didn't make him a multimillionaire or anything, but
Mostly, Philadelphia in 70, Oilers 71, 72, Redskins from 74 to 86.
there we go.
Okay, so you're right. It cut off in the mid '80s.
Yeah, and then the Sheik.
Oh, and that was interesting. He was the most valuable player in the 1982 straight short season.
Mm-hmm.
That Redskins went on to win the '83 Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty amazing for a kicker to win.
Only
that.
special team player to win the NFL MVP.
Like, I mean, he kicked a bunch extra points. He had some field goals.
Well, that was the year that they set the record at the time for the most points scored in the season, so that helped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And remember, that was only a 9-game season. Yeah.
Was that the year they had the Monday night game against Green Bay, and they had the highest scoring game? Yeah, and he missed the go-ahead field goal for them to win at the end.
Yeah.
That's ironic. He got that award, but they lost that game because he missed. Well, otherwise, yes, a kick he normally made, even though it was a little long, he would normally made that kick.
Mm-hmm.
It was agonizing, that game. Yeah, Lynn Dickey passing to Lofton and Jefferson. Just our defense. I don't know. I guess they took the game off.
That was a crazy game. I watched that game.
Yeah, were you in a bar? Were you at home or in a bar that night?
I vaguely remember that. It was still
I
long
was at
ago.
home. I was home.
Yeah, I was at home too. Or I was actually in high school, but I was in my room with my roommate, and that's still one of the most exciting games I've ever watched.
My room.
Yeah, big time Redskins fan. Although we've been pretty struggling here lately, but that was the glory days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well,
well that's it.
there
We'll
up
never
to
never have them again.
Up to the 91, and they won the last one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, at least they were all good teams. They didn't luck into any of them. They just dominated. This was a powerhouse team.
Well, it was a great coach.
Great coach.
Tribute to
Yeah,
Joe
they had
Gibbs.
a system.
Yeah, the great coach, and they were in it almost every year that he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not mentioned all the time with the great coaches, but he's really there.
He's there.
And now he's a big time race
He seems
car
like
guy.
a nice guy too.
Yeah, he was plus on NASCAR. He also winner with his family on NASCAR.
He
there.
seems like a
I
good
think
guy.
he's in.
fun.
I think he's in the NASCAR Hall of Fame
Yes.
and football.
Mm-hmm.
God, what a successful guy.
Yeah,
And a nice man
Yeah,
too.
take your hat off
obviously
to
the only
him.
guy that's in those two sports.
You never hear stories of him associated with the likes of Jeffrey Epstein or the Lolita Express.
So we should talk about the NBA situation. I am upset. I'm getting increasingly fed up with
The current,
what's going on. What's that?
you know, the current season or whatever.
Well,
it is.
I'm just fed up with the kneeling and disrespecting our flag,
Politicization.
and the anthem, and then combined with what they're doing with China, and not pushing back at all on some of these human rights things, and really objectionable practices of China.
Well, did you read the
NBA's in bed with
ESPN
them.
article this week?
I saw some stuff on ESPN.
And Brian, did you see the ESPN article on the NBA's? It blew the lid wide open on what the NBA was doing in China.
Yeah.
You're making a
Now,
lot of
remember,
money.
well, I don't know if you remember, but back in October, I think it was, I took a stand and I tuned out of the NBA because of what happened with Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And
You did. Okay. If I knew then, I'm sure I credited you. Hats off, and I will again today. Hats off. Good move, man.
yeah, but then I follow, I see what's going on, but I was really disappointed. But now with the whole Black Lives thing, it's like, oh boy. I mean, I understand the core concept, but it's like, it's like their publicity play,
Yes. Yeah, it's being used. We're being used here. It's not about Black Lives Matter. It never was. I'm becoming more and more convinced that we're being deliberately manipulated by a Marxist campaign, and that isn't any accident. Because I want to play a clip. Here's what I think.
Okay.
This is what the truth is regarding Black Lives Matter, and this is from a black man.
I can't believe you got to explain this shit to these brain dead ass Negroes. We don't sure Black Lives Matter? Yeah. And you know why? Because I fucking say that it matters. See, I don't need to go out in the street with a sign screaming this shit like a fucking idiot and throwing a temper tantrum like a damn child.
Who is this?
Also, I'm not even remotely worried about being killed by the police. You know why? Come here. Let me tell you. Because I'm not a fucking criminal and I don't go around committing fucking crimes. Also, if I do interact with the police, guess what else I don't do? I hit the cops and I don't resist arrest like a fucking moron. I don't know why they always killing us. Really? See, nobody cares about your fucking skin color. Nobody gives a damn about your brown skin. See, it's your fucked up shitty behavior is why people don't like you. That's why I don't like you. You dumb stupid ass motherfuckers.
Isn't that great?
That explains it pretty clearly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He said it, yeah. And I always felt the same way. I even posted something a few months ago about resisting and stuff like that. And then there's these idiots that go around driving in their cars, obviously with their cameras, with the intention of confronting an officer. Now the guy pulls the guy over and he goes, "Well, why'd you pull me over?"
Oh, is this
What do you want me to get out of the car? I don't have to get out of the car.
They're trying to create an incident so that they can be the centerpiece of another protest movement. Is that what you're saying?
It appears that way.
Baiting the cop, you know.
Yeah.
That sounds like a comedy routine or something. Like, you know,
dangerous routine.
Where
all I gotta do is say,
the suspect's
"Sorry,
in control of the
officer,
cop.
Here's my license and my registration."
Yeah.
You know, that's it. You know, I'd sit there and start arguing with the guy about the law, especially.
Well, yeah, that's what the fellow just on the tape just said. You know, I don't resist arrest. I don't mess with the cops. It's easy. Yeah, it's easy to get along. I mean, but yeah, this whole Black Lives Matter. It's a root. Of course, Black Lives Matter. There's your sign right there. This is Orwellian. This is Marxist propaganda. This is Marxist mind control, and trying to take something like a statement like that, which is true by default. But then it's just like, okay.
And then they had to start dragging in defund the police and dragging in the statues and flags and
reparations.
Well, I would say not so much. Yeah, that's there.
We're seeing all sorts of demands being made on society, but now
removing the past and rewriting the history of the past,
and then it's turning into like the teachers' unions are now making demands, and they're not, you know.
Well, that's a little different.
At all related, but they're not related to teaching their job. It's more like, you know, doing this to redistribute wealth and.
Well, the teachers they want to get paid, and they don't even want to have to show up in school. They were saying, well, if you're the kids will be remote, but we want you to show up to class. At least the ones in L.A. We want you to show up in class and do your thing from your classroom. And the teacher said, no, we won't do that. The teachers' union is forbidding that. It's like, no, not until you retrofit the schools with micron filters.
Yep. I got all that demand. Well, the thing with that, the kneeling and things. Here's my thing: is like,
please.
I haven't been watching all the games here, but remember baseball, the opening games.
Yes.
Their little stunts.
Yes.
And I mean, that should be it. It should be a one and done. You don't do it every single night.
Yeah, and they didn't kneel during the anthem. They knelt before the anthem.
Yeah, before is better than during.
Yeah, I had no problem with that.
They did before, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the media was, you know, from all sides was misreporting that. The way they did it was respectful. The way the NBA is doing it.
It's just, the problem is it's kind of a subtle distinction, and if they're not paying attention that closely, they lose track of that.
I suppose so.
Obviously.
But the consequence of losing track of it makes you look like you're a rabble-rouser. Well, you're misreporting, that you're fake news. There you go. Because you're creating a problem that didn't exist.
You got all these people jumping on these bandwagons, you know, no baseball, no basketball, no football, no this, no that. They go. So I posted a thing. I said, well, you guys all say that now, but I guess you guys get the golf. I'll get the rest of them.
Yeah. Well, at least basketball is working in terms of people don't seem to be getting sick. But in baseball, we don't see that. So are you at all worried that the season in baseball could be in jeopardy?
Yeah, that concerns me. We
have like 5 games that were canceled yesterday.
Yeah, Chad and I were speaking about this earlier. I'm saying, well, yeah, so 5 got canceled. We'll make them up somewhere down the road. Big deal.
I know, but it's not. It doesn't seem like it's one. It's like now.
Yeah, I was looking at that too.
Like,
I
when's the
saw
last time the
an article
Marlins
about
played?
that, about
I don't think it's been. I think it's
ending
been a
up
while.
Short,
4 days.
And I said, well,
5
what
days.
happened to the doubleheader? What's wrong with
Yeah.
you guys? It's like they don't want to be held together any longer than possible. That's why they try to shorten the extra innings with that
Yeah.
runner on
Yeah.
second.
Runner on
It's
second.
So
the
they're talking
idea.
about if they do double headers, they're probably talking like a 7-inning game.
That's pretty much a done deal, yeah.
Were you the one that was saying that the ball players were spotted in strip clubs and cavorting and going out and mixing with the public? You were saying that, right?
I was. Brian, do you
So-
have any intel on that?
That makes a lot of sense that baseball would have
I
problems
hadn't
because
heard that. I mean, well, it wouldn't surprise me, but obviously it defeats the entire purpose of,
Yeah,
trying
it
to keep
does.
everybody
It does,
safe.
and I've got evidence. I haven't had a chance to third party verify it yet, but second party, which is reasonably reliable, specifically naming St. Louis Cardinal players and people in the organization that were, just basically disregarding or
the
not.
Cardinals are one of the teams that are having problems.
Yeah, and that's why.
Yeah.
If the information I read is correct, but I haven't. There's some things I like to speculate on. This is one I don't.
Those,
think I work.
they should be. They shouldn't be doing that. They should be living very kind of simple,
like
careful
church,
lives.
Yeah, like little church boys.
like me.
Mm-hmm.
You go to work, you come home, that's it.
Or like Joe Kelly. I want to swing the conversation to something fun this week. Remember Joe Kelly?
Oh yes, I love Joe
Yeah.
Kelly.
And see what he did this week?
No, what?
What? When he only
I
got
know he got
suspended
into
for
the
like
fight.
20,000 games.
He got into the fight and he got suspended.
Yeah, because he was he didn't even hit anybody. Brian, did he hit anybody?
Kelly. No, I don't believe so.
No. So he gets an 8-game suspension and he didn't even hit anybody. And did he throw up that guy's
somebody
head?
was saying that 8
just well
games
pitched.
in a 60-game season is a pretty severe penalty.
It's like, yeah, it is the equivalent of 20-something in a regular game. But this is bullcrap. Well, he's obviously appealed it. Dave Roberts got a 1-game suspension. That's bullcrap. This is in the Houston game.
Okay, so what are you saying? What did Joe Kelly do this week?
Oh, well, he actually did deliberately throw up and in.
I mean, I know what he did in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought something happened.
Well, then he
afterwards.
then he put a picture on Instagram of himself, and he's holding his 2 twins, but in place of the faces of his twins, he had those 2 batters. And he says, "I own you guys."
Yeah,
and I'm apologizing for nothing.
he's really stoking the flames of fire there.
Oh yeah,
they're creating a big rivalry with the Astros.
Well, he's got nothing to worry about because he doesn't have to go to bat this year. He may never have to go to bat again.
Oh, that's true.
I know.
Yeah, pitchers can be more asshole-ish out there because they know they're not going to hit.
Yeah, and if he knows, and if they are going to get rid of that and go designated hitter, he'll never have to go to bat again.
Yeah.
So he's milking it. Because otherwise, he's going to get beamed next time he's up at bat. And his first thing is going to watch him get dropped. He'll take it on his kidneys with the
Sure,
ball.
I was having a little discussion on my sport rock last week about old Don Drysdale. He probably wouldn't be able to play in today's game.
Oh, yeah?
Don Drysdale, he hit a lot of people, right?
Really?
He hit a lot of guys, and he was not afraid to rush him back. He figured that was part of his game, part of the game.
He was a big guy.
Yeah, but I get that. It's his plate, too. So you can defend it. I can defend my plate with the ball.
Bob Gibson was famous for that. Nobody got too close to the plate with him.
Yeah.
He did not like that, and he threw at you.
And the thing was, Drysdale had one of the best control pitchers of all time, and he hit 22 guys one year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure, thanks. Yeah. So, 1980. Do you want to play any of that Kirk Gibson thing?
Yeah, that's a good lead in there.
We're going back to 1988, and
oh, that was a great World Series. Really.
yeah, we'll play some of the 1988 World Series.
This one?
How about that one? This one. This is the at bat. This is the at bat with Kirk Gibson.
2-2.
Yeah, we're midway through here.
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
2-2
it's probably
now.
2-2 right now.
The guy's on first.
Yeah.
Dodgers are. Were the Dodgers down by 2 or down by 1?
At this point, but let's roll it though.
Yeah, it's first game.
Mike Scioscia can only sit now and sweat it out.
Mike Scioscia.
He led off the inning and popped up. Tony La Russa is
Looking
1
spelt.
out away from win number 1.
Here's the big pitch. He's got to make it happen on this one.
Yeah, so the A's must
2
have been
balls
ahead.
and 2 strikes with 2 out.
Those extra steps that
Thank
Davis
you.
will get if the
Oh, my
count
God.
goes to 3-2 are very big. So Hasse and Eckersley want that pitch of decision right here.
Yeah. We were remarking that Eckersley was having to work
There he
too
goes.
slowly.
Way outside. He's stolen it.
So this did go to 3-2. That was
Hasse
probably
started
one of the
throwing,
reasons
kinda bumped
that
Gibson,
Eckersley
but
had
it
to
was
come
way
in
too
with us.
late. Davis was way down there, almost as if he could have walked in.
So there was
Not a bad
man
pitch to
on
handle
open
for
base.
Hasse outside. Now watch when he starts to
Yeah.
throw. Look at Gibson. And Harvey says, no, he had the base stolen.
So Mike Davis, the tying run, is at second base with 2 out. Now the
They're
Dodgers
down by
don't
1.
need the muscle of Gibson
4-3, bottom
as
of the
much as a
ninth.
base
Wow.
hit. And on deck is the leadoff man, Steve Sachs.
Oh, Steve Sachs coming out. Good hitter.
3-2.
Look how Gibson just dragged this out. Called timeout. Eckersley doesn't like this.
Yeah, we're 6.5 minutes into this bat. So far.
This bat took forever.
Sachs waiting on deck, but the game right now is at the plate. High
There you
fly
go.
ball into right field. She is
He just caught the sweet spot. Woohoo! He could barely fucking run.
Oh,
Man.
look at this sort of.
With chubby Tommy.
Yeah. He's down. Wow.
Yeah. We're going crazy in the ravine.
You remember that, Brian?
Yeah, that set the whole tone. Oh, yeah, that
Yep.
set the whole tone for the series, basically.
Right.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the A's did win one game, but yeah.
They were too good to get swept. I mean, that was a good team. Yes.
Oh, they were heavy favorites, actually.
Right.
And,
That was just the year Hershiser was unstoppable, wasn't he?
yeah, that was I going to say. That was the amazing year he had. Yeah, he had like 53 consecutive scoreless innings.
Mm-hmm.
Long before Moneyball. It was not anything close to a Moneyball team, Oakland team, was it?
No.
Well, Oakland's team this was stacked with just raw power. And
It's a different league. I guess
That was a
were
loaded-
players' salaries more affordable back then?
Reasonably, I guess. Yeah.
it's interesting. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember a lot about.
It's a nice picture.
Let's see what they got. I got a list here. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot about
We
the
had
management of the A's at that point.
I don't either.
Dave Stewart, Bob Welch,
Yeah,
Oh.
they had a lot of guys on that team.
Rick Honeycutt, Dennis Eckersley was on fire.
Yeah. And then they had
And
the Bash brothers, and they had was Ricky Henderson on that team?
Oakland?
Yeah.
that Oakland team had was Ricky. I don't see Ricky listed here.
Okay.
88.
I know he played for the A's, but I don't remember when exactly.
They had let's see, this is 1988 Athletics. They had Dave Henderson.
Dave Henderson.
Yeah, Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire, Carney Lansford.
Jose Canseco.
Carney Lansford was
Tony-
a good hitter.
Tony Phillips, Terry Steinbeck was their catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Jose
They had
Canseco's on the Simpsons.
Don Baylor and Dave Parker.
Yes, Dave Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were loaded.
Yeah, that was a pretty loaded team.
And then the other thing we were going to talk about was the NBA Finals, which that was a great finals between the Lakers and the Pistons. right? And we have an extended clip.
The floor with the defense of their title. In Game 6, the Los Angeles Lakers took the floor with the defense of their title hanging in the balance. A battered Isaiah Thomas performed heroically for Detroit.
Isaiah was hurt in a lot of the series.
Henderson was on the
But it
Yankees.
wasn't enough. The Lakers escaped with a victory, forcing tonight's dramatic 7th game
Chuck
showdown.
Daly. Da-da-da-da. Nice jingle.
The Lakers hope to repeat history tonight, while the Pistons hope to make some. A championship is at stake, and only one team's prayers will be answered.
He lasted a long time.
Crutches
The
and
Lakers
Raiders
tonight
t-shirt.
trying to become the first team to win back-to-back championships since the Boston Celtics did on this very same floor back in 1969. Don Nelson with the field goal that gave the Celtics their final margin of victory that night.
Oh,
Laimbeer and Kareem will jump. Lakers ball.
Dick Stockton doing the play-by-play.
A great combo.
Doubled. Worthy's first shot outside hit.
Worthy was on fire
The
this game.
Pistons would rather Worthy would take the outside shot than get inside the paint as he did in Game 6.
All he does is create problems when he gets down there with his quickness.
Dantley going
That's
in,
Kevin
gets the
Lowry,
hoop and
I
draws
think.
the foul. Backing up his Magic.
Oh, Magic hook shot. I love that.
Piece of cake for him there.
There's the switch. Dumars matched up against Jabbar.
Yes.
Kareem looking for someone, and Cooper finds Worthy inside, and he gets it over John Sally. That was a
they were
tough shot
good.
over
They
Sally.
were good offense.
Cooper doubling with Kareem on
God.
Edwards. Dumars open for three.
Whoa. From downtown.
This was just a terrific series. The Pistons were almost at that point where they were dominant, but not quite. Oh,
Well, right there you can see Isaiah Thomas not able to get back. That ankle is so bad. Now, if Isaiah keeps limping this way, how long does Chuck Daly stay with him? You know, everybody really admires the courageous young man out here, but is he
I'm not
hurting
sure
the
if
team?
that's Kevin Lowry. I don't know
Worthy
who
working
that
his
was.
way into the hoop.
Worthy.
13 for James Worthy.
Remember the announcer? Worthy.
Batted
This is
away
the
from
LA
Kareem,
announcer.
and Thomas gets it to Dumars, and he'll bring Detroit to within one.
Kareem outjeweled the blunt.
Worthy gets inside again and scores again. 20 points
One of the
for
early
James
guys
Worthy.
admitted
He's
to
been a
smoking.
one-man gang
Worthy.
offensively for the Lakers.
Dennis Robin, my
Lakers
neighbor.
can regain the lead, and Magic try to
Oh,
draw the
yeah.
foul, and he
We should
couldn't.
have him on
Rodman
the
with
show.
another rebound. Here's Dumars.
I only see him in the bars, and the bars are closed right
Sally
now. So.
follows. Boy, the follow-up by
That was
Sally.
Sally, long, tall
Looking
Sally.
at the game clock in the first half. Thomas with a
God,
jumper.
it was
Isaiah
just
Thomas
excellent
has 6 of his
basketball,
8 here in the
wasn't
second
it?
period.
I don't think it's this good anymore.
Honest to goodness.
It's got a lot more fluidity
7-6.
here.
Watch the clock.
Yeah.
Thomas. hits
Wow,
the
yeah,
basket
Thomas
with
just
2
went hand-to-hand,
seconds
but-
to go. Off
Oh.
the glass,
Wow.
but the Pistons have come back late in the second to match
The
their
end of this
biggest lead.
game was crazy, though. I don't know if they'll show it. You might want to, if you want to go to the
Leave it on
end.
the background.
Brian,
Yeah.
do you remember the end of this series? Do you remember what happened?
Oh, not off the top of my head.
1988, Game 7. Lakers were up by 3, and the Pistons had the ball under their own basket with like 2 or 3 seconds left, and they were trying to throw the ball in, and the crowd starts coming onto the court. And so Laimbeer couldn't even really see. He was getting blocked by fans that were on the court. It was crazy. I've never seen it deteriorate like that at the end of a game. And they didn't call it technical or anything. They just let it happen. And then he threw it to Isaiah, who caught the ball and was about to try to shoot. And he ran. The Lakers guy ran into him, and they didn't call it.
What they do now is
All
Chuck
right, so
Daly
look
has
at how
got
close
3 guards
everybody
in the
is.
game. He's got 4 people that can shoot the 3-point shot.
This
He made the
okay,
one.
so
That's
it's
what he needed.
106 to 102, and then Laimbeer shoots this crazy
Thomas,
3.
9 seconds to go. Laimbeer fires a 3.
He makes it, so it's down to 1,
105.
Pistons have got to steal.
and they let this Lakers score. 2 seconds left. There's guys. Look at this, guys running out of the court. It's fucking crazy. He gets fouled. And they didn't stop it. That was garbage. You got away with one there.
Yeah, I was looking at that too. I found another one here.
How could that happen?
Apparently, something happened in Game 6 as well.
What happened in Game 6?
It says shocking whistle cost the Pistons a shot at a third NBA title, maybe 4. It says Game 6. What is it here?
Not the only time the Lakers have been helped by the officials. You remember the game against the Kings where the Kings got raped, basically. They didn't call they called like 2 fouls on the Lakers the entire second half, and it was just obviously staged.
Abdul-Jabbar painted over his right shoulder and pivoted. Skyhook. Van Beer raised his hand straight above his head to contest the shot. Nobody was about to block it anyway. He goes, then whistle came out of nowhere. That was Van Beer's 6th foul, which took him out of the game.
Yeah, they didn't like Lambeer. There's no secret about that.
Yeah, that was kind of a controversial series. At least I know the Detroit fans didn't like it.
But I am aware at that time, that era of NBA, the officials were on the take, and they were. I am aware that in that time in the 80s, that era, the officials were on the take, and the NBA did a BS investigation to whitewash it and hide it, and they charged a couple of refs and or a couple of and maybe some Lions people and stuff like that. But that was typically that was just to make it go away in the press and the media.
Right. They weren't trying to do an intense investigation to root it all out.
No, no, they were trying to quiet the whole thing down, which they did, and they succeeded. But what was going on there? So in a game like that, where these outcomes were fixed, you know why? Vegas fixed it.
It doesn't take much in basketball, It doesn't. It takes a few blown calls here and there. It's kind of like it's easy. A basketball game for the officials is easy to influence, just like a player in tennis can easily lose to another player, and it's hard to tell. It doesn't take a lot of things to. And we have a tennis clip here. We'll play this and then we'll go to a break.
See if we just cut out the best parts.
He's walking over. Everyone knows it's in this whole stadium. And you pull it out? Explain that to me, will you?
Look at him waving that racket around like a little long.
On this side of the court. And it doesn't matter. No, the very fact that there is a spread of chalk, as you can see, Mr. Matthews.
Is a spread of chalk?
Your second service.
Well, here's another look at this McEnroe serve.
That was totally in. It wasn't even close.
Wow.
First point.
He was a magician, though.
Another double fall.
Oh, he double faulted. So now he's in a really pissed off state.
I thought that was on the line, Bill. Did you?
Body language shows it very clearly.
Look at that afro he's got on.
Yeah, he's got a hairband around an afro.
If only
it's almost like yours.
Quite so much.
Mine isn't curly though. He looks like Colin Kaepernick. I just got long hair. I ain't curly. I need
This guy could do anything with
perm
a
for that.
racket. Such great touch,
Last 30.
Who's that?
The guy's playing?
Nasty return for him to cope with there.
I don't even know. I'm pretty good at these tennis players, but
that's what I thought.
This is a big lefty.
Well, let's skip and see if we can get him yelling at somebody again here.
All right.
There we are.
15-30.
What, because that thing verified it, or what? Service, Mr. McEnroe. You got the absolute pits of the world, you know?
Pits of the world, I remember that.
I'm going to award a point against you, Mr. McEnroe.
He wants to throw his racket.
Like, fuck off.
Loss of a point awarded by Mr. Edward James.
You're the incompetent.
Because you were
like a referee, you're not supposed to announce it.
Now he's circling the chair.
Hey, guy is on the
wiping his
phone calling
racket off,
911.
berating the umpire. The umpire's calling somebody.
Calling 911.
On this court will have plenty of
He's literally dialing.
Time to get the pepper spray out.
Yeah.
There's John McEnroe Sr.
Gullickson waiting patiently.
Gullickson. It's Tom Gullickson. Or Tim Gullickson. They were twins, and Tim was the lefty, I think. Tom was the righty. They played doubles together. Good doubles
The trouble
team.
with this situation, Peter, is, of course, that McEnroe has asked for the referee, who is no doubt highly engaged, busily engaged in putting mats on court 16.
You abused me. And this is the second, I warned you once for unsportsmanlike conduct. And you abused me.
Now they're stopping play and they're conferencing at the net.
I think the umpire is absolutely right, Bill, in this particular circumstance.
No, I think
Yes,
McEnroe's right.
although
Fuck this guy.
My own view of that service was that it was long.
I'm on McEnroe's
but
side now that I see what's going
you
on.
just have to play to the line judges and the
He's just
umpire,
doing
and
what
in
he
this
has to
case
do.
also the electronic eye. And if
I
you
don't remember
do
what
that,
happens here, though.
Well, yeah, the other shot was in. He got called out. I'm
Yeah.
pissed off at it, too. And then the
Tennis
attitude
really
is
does
pissant.
have to uphold authority in some shape or form.
Here comes the referee, Fred Hoyles.
Uphold authority,
Who,
eh?
of course, won't have seen the point in question, and now has to adjudicate over something.
Adjudicate. It's like a court case.
It's like he's an anarchist.
Fred Hoyles has been refereeing at Wimbledon for
He
many
must
years.
keep order
He's had
at
a
all
few
costs.
Similar situations to deal with.
He's playing with a wood racket, so this must be like...
Oh, jeez. 81?
81, yeah. I think it's 81.
Still had him back then.
Tell him what he said. Tell him what I said. Ask him what I said. No, you can repeat it. You can repeat it. It wasn't anything. We're not going to have a point taken away because this guy's an incompetent fool. That's what he is. That's what he is, right? And we're not going to have a point taken away because I said nothing that was obscene or anything. Now, I want him to
He didn't say anything obscene.
so I don't lose
He's just calling out the goofball.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I said. I said he was the pits of the world. That's exactly what he is.
No.
I'm talking about.
All right. And we pretty much... I think we're pretty much at the end here.
We are, but that was worth it.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, we're going to go to our break, and we'll be back in 10 minutes for the second half of Chab Dog Sports Talk.
Yeah, but stick around on the break.
We're not too
we're gonna
late.
play some great clips.
Yes,
there.
we're not too late for 1988.
Yeah.
We're going to have some great clips and some promos.
Biloxi Blues. And
Yes.
what's
All
the
right.
second one? No, we'll be on to it. Anyway, we'll catch you
Brighton-
on the other side, Brian.
Brighton Beach Memoirs.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're told that greatness is exceptional when it should be expected. You choose every day to live your life intentionally, without apology for how bright your light may shine. So go be great. Go be brilliant. Go be you. Go defy life. The Defy Life movement is one that speaks to each of us in its own way. Defy Life gear speaks to us all by reminding us that one size does not fit all. Visit DefyLifeGear.com to get fitted for greatness.
The law office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general, corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, pre-litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at bchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
Like Chabdog said, he was 100% right.
He can take all comers.
You may enter.
You are not Akeem.
I know that.
What is this?
A photograph.
What is this? McDowell's.
It's a place over on Queens Boulevard. I think he works there.
My son works? What is he now?
I don't know. He moved downstairs. Apartment 1A. Ah!
Your Majesty. What are you doing here? I received your telegram. What is Akeem?
He went out. So how was your flight? Comfortable, I trust?
Your only job was to look after Akeem. How could you let him come to such a pass?
Akeem will not listen to me. He's gone quite mad, Your Majesty.
Semi, you have disgraced yourself, and you must be punished. You will confine yourself to our royal suite at the Waldorf Astoria. And see that he puts on some decent attire. And I want you to bathe him thoroughly.
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
First, Captain, can you pay off the first place you never run and get some money to the number of one out of band's entitled to it? Yeah. Guess it. We should. Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it. Stop it.
Good morning. Coffee?
Yes, that'd be good.
Tuesday's pancake
Sally
day.
Dips Sally. 461-0192.
How did you know my phone number?
How'd you know that?
Said read the telephone book last night. Dips Sally. 461-0192.
He remembers things, little things sometimes.
Very clever, boys. I'll be right back.
How'd you do that? How'd you do that?
I don't know.
You memorize the whole book?
No.
You start from the beginning?
Yeah.
How far did you get?
G.
G?
G. God's sake. William Marsh. God's sake.
You memorized G.
Yeah, G.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
G. Half a G.
Half G. Hey, Frank.
That's good, Ray.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I do too. Look, he's smoking menthols.
We hungry?
Yeah. Tuesday we have pancakes.
Pancakes, right?
Yes.
I remember
We got
that.
some maple syrup.
Yeah, you bet your butt.
Bet your butt. Uh-oh.
You got pancakes.
Uh-oh. Of course,
What is this, Ray?
Of course, I don't have my toothpicks.
No, you don't need toothpicks. I was okay in the hotel last night with the pizza, but in a restaurant, you need a fork.
Of course, I don't have my toothpicks.
You don't need toothpicks, Ray. The pancakes keep sliding off. You're gonna eat with a fork.
I don't have my maple syrup either. I'm gonna be without my maple syrup and my toothpicks.
You don't see any pancakes, do you, Ray?
Of course, yeah, promise me.
Why did he have to have toothpicks?
When we ordered the
I have
pancakes,
no
they
idea.
were gonna
You didn't
bring
like
the
getting
maple
food
syrup.
caught in his
Maple syrup is
teeth?
supposed to be on the table before the pancakes.
You don't remember?
We haven't ordered yet, Ray.
Of course, when they bring the maple syrup after the
I'm
pancakes,
not even
it
sure
would
they
definitely
explained
be too
why.
late.
They never did explain why a lot of these things. Just mannerisms.
We haven't ordered the pancakes yet. How is that going to
We're going to be here the entire morning with no maple syrup and no toothpicks. I'm definitely not going to have my pancakes with what? Ow!
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 Like a fucking retard.
Uh-oh.
Oops. Uh-oh.
He called him a retard. That wasn't
effing.
Oh, he had a book with him all the time. Yeah.
I mean, look how he is going full retard, as they say in the movie, Tropic Thunder.
No, it's just he's just. I mean,
What is this? What are you writing?
He's got some issues.
What the fuck is this? Serious injury list, Charlie Babbitt? Serious injury list? Are you fucking kidding me?
Number 18 in 1988.
Keeping a log.
Squeezed and pulled and hurt my neck in 1988.
Squeezed and pulled and hurt your neck in 1988.
This is 88.
Dr. Brennan is Charlie Babbitt.
Where are you, son?
Okay.
It's not important. What matters is who I'm with.
That's the best part of the song.
Yeah, that's good. All right, we're gonna go back to the show.
All right. Back in the second half of Chab Dog Sports
This is
Talk
the
Radio Show.
Second half of Chab Dog Sports Talk.
What's this one called?
The We're Not Too Late for 1988.
There we go.
Show. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few closing things on the baseball season there. It was one of those great seasons.
Mm-hmm.
There was Bruce Sutter got his 300th career save. Turned out to be his last.
Wow, so he
Third guy
ended
to
up
do that.
on 300 saves.
Yep. That was also Tom Bryan, Cincinnati Reds, September 16th.
Perfect
The
game.
1-0 perfect game.
Yes.
The 10th perfect game, and it was only the second left-hander to do it at the time, joining Koufax.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jeff Reardon, 40 saves in both leagues. Wade Boggs, 200 hits, 6 consecutive years, which was a modern record at the time.
Wade Boggs?
Canseco, 40 stolen base, made him the first 40-40 man. And that game with Hershiser. Earl Hershiser and Andy Hawkins pitched 10 scoreless innings each.
Andy Hawkins and the Padres.
Padres eventually won, but that 10th inning was Hershiser's 59th consecutive scoreless, breaking Drysdale's 58.
Mm.
And I think that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, news-wise, there was
Highlights
nothing
for that
big.
year.
I mean, we had the presidential.
Yeah, well, we had the presidential race, and we got some of the debate with Dukakis. You want to hear that? Yeah. Look how short he was compared to Bush.
I like the height of
First
Putin.
question by agreement between the two candidates goes to Vice President
We're going
Bush.
to play some of this,
It is
and then
a
we're going to play
domestic
the comedy
2
sketch.
minutes
Oh, yeah.
for an answer, sir. The polls say the number one domestic
This is Jim Lear,
to a majority of voters is
PBS.
drugs.
Yep, from Texas.
What is there about these times that drives or draws so many
Sound
Americans
his ass.
to use drugs?
I think we've seen a deterioration of values. I think for a while as a nation we condoned those things we should have condemned. For a while, as I recall, it even seems to me that there was talk of legalizing or decriminalizing marijuana and other drugs.
Oh, my
And I
God.
think that's
Don't do
all.
that.
So we've seen a deterioration
It'll take all the
in
fun out of it.
values. And one of the things that I think we should do about it in terms of cause is to instill values into the young people in our schools. We got away. We got into this feeling
I
that
love the way Bush
value-free
delivered his
education
key words.
was the thing.
We got to deliver
And I don't believe that
values.
at all. I do believe there are fundamental
It's like
rights
an
and
announcer in
wrongs
a
as far as
news show,
use.
right?
And of course, as far as
Failed attempt to subliminally plant an idea is what that is. This
yes,
is
we
poor
can do better on
execution.
interdiction, but we've got to do a lot better on we've got to do a lot better on education.
See his haircut?
And we have to
Yeah.
It's a lot
be
like he was
tougher
pictured there on
on
November
those
22nd when he was standing
who
outside the school book depository, too.
crimes. We've got to get after the users
He was.
more. We have
He
to
was?
change this whole
Same haircut.
culture.
Mr. CIA
So I saw a
operative.
movie,
Mm-hmm.
Crocodile Dundee.
What?
and I saw the
He was
cocaine
consistent.
scene
He saw a movie?
treated with humor, as though this was a humorous little incident.
What?
It's bad.
It's
Everybody
bad.
ought to
It's
be
bad.
Entertainment, industry, people
You just see
involved
Dana
in
Carvey
study,
doing that.
This guy was.
and it isn't a Republican or Democrat.
He's
or
just a great
liberal
guy to
problem,
caricature.
But we have got to
Good
instill
heavens.
He's got some
values
very
in these young people.
distinct
and I have put forward
idiosyncrasies.
many
There's
drug
Dukakis.
Making Dukakis look good.
includes what I would do
No
as
wonder he
president
lost to
of the
Clinton. I
United
forgot.
States, in terms of doing better on
Yeah, but that
interdiction
was
and in terms
Perot,
of doing
too.
better in the
Perot
neighborhoods.
killed him.
Yeah.
I think we're all in this together. And my plea to the American people is values in the schools.
Values.
Next question will be asked by John Mashik. It goes to Governor
John
Dukakis.
Mashik, I know him.
2 minutes
You do?
of answer.
Yeah, his son
Governor
played
Dukakis,
baseball with me.
another troublesome issue for
Yeah,
voters this year is the
in
bulging
Maryland.
federal deficit.
I'm glad it was in a non-felonious way.
Administration, you say
Yeah,
taxes
with
will be
Mashik
raised
and,
only as a last resort.
I met this guy. He's a
Would
nice
you
guy.
identify for us then,
Smart guy.
please,
Mm-hmm.
3 specific programs that you are willing to cut to bring that deficit down?
Yes, and I've been very specific about those, John, and let me lay out for you my own strategy for bringing that deficit
Boy, he
down.
sounds like a
because
Harvard asshole.
As a chief executive
Sorry,
who's
Chad Buck.
balanced 10 budgets in a row, I've had to
But
make
doesn't he?
those tough decisions and those tough choices. First, I've suggested that there
Yeah.
are certain weapon systems which we don't need and we can't afford.
Mm.
Mr. Bush has been critical of me for that, but
Mhm.
I think those are the kinds of tough choices you have to make.
He's
I've
got a
also
lot of Alfred E. Newman
suggested
in him,
that there are
doesn't
weapon
he?
systems
my
that we
God.
should proceed on.
You
and
really
work on
see
those
that
in detail.
picture
The
there.
eyebrows.
Secondly, we've got to invest in economic
He
growth
needs
in
the
this country, in
helmet
every
on.
part of this country.
The military, the tank
Building that
helmet.
kind of growth expands revenues and helps to bring
This
down
was
that
the
deficit.
debate
Thirdly,
where you
we
can
have
cut
to
it off if you want.
bring interest rates down. We will as we
This
come
was
up
the
with a
debate
good
where-
solid plan.
Two super tankers flying overhead here.
Oh, cool. Jet or propeller?
Big jets, yeah.
Oh, the Mars. You got the Mars super tankers.
Yeah.
That's cool. Mars bombers.
Brian, you remember that election?
Yeah, I kind of remember that. I wasn't much politically motivated in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that
So you voted for Bush?
Reagan, I thought Reagan was just kind of a big joke. It was like, seriously? They elected an actor. Of course, it pales in comparison by what's going on now. But
Well, yeah. If you were upset about Reagan, then what do you think Trump? I mean, geez, Trump's not even movies. He's a failed TV star.
Trump's an actor.
Well, yeah, he's an actor. All right.
On that show that did pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah, The Bachelor. No,
You're fired.
Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah, you're fired. The Apprentice. The Apprentice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not. I didn't. I've never watched that show.
Yeah.
You're all fired.
But we've got the George Bush debate on SNL, which is
Here's a
even better.
different version of the same.
Yeah.
Something similar anyway.
Tom Hanks was in this.
Yeah, this is this pre or post
Good evening,
him
I'm
raping
Jennings here in
children?
Los Angeles, awaiting the start of the
He's part of
second
Jeffrey
and
Epstein,
final
you know.
presidential debate between Michael Dukakis
Tom
and
Hanks?
George Bush.
Sorry, yes.
As you may know, the League of Women Voters withdrew their
we'll talk
sponsorship
about
of
that
this
later.
debate,
Yep.
citing unreasonable demands made by both campaigns. In fact,
Look
one
how
of
he's
the
turning
conditions
his
made
head.
by the Bush
I
camp
guess that's Peter
requires
Jennings,
us
right?
to tell you
he's doing Peter
what's on
Jennings.
other channels. On HBO, The Sensuous Nurse, starring Ursula Andress and Udo Kier. On Showtime, The Making of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, an entertaining look at the
how-
summer's
that's good
blockbuster
with
hit.
his head.
And on
This
ESPN,
is
a
what
repeat
Peter
of the
Jennings
LSU
does.
Georgia Tech Southeast Conference showdown.
He's got the twitch.
And on
He
the
gets
other hand, the
chin out there,
Democrats
yeah.
have asked us to announce that C-SPAN will be rerunning
Head's
the
doing
Vincent
amazing
Quayle
things.
debate at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. Well, the debate is about to get started, so let's go down
About?
to our moderator, Diane Sawyer. Diane?
You got the about?
Thank you, Peter. Good
Yeah.
evening. I'm
'Cause, well,
Diane
Jennings
Sawyer
is.
of 60
Yeah,
Minutes.
he's got that.
Welcome to the second presidential
smart.
debate
This
between
was Diane
Vice
Sawyer
President
from
George
CBS
Bush
News.
and Massachusetts Governor Michael Dukakis.
Looks much
Gentlemen.
cuter.
Look at that.
He's petting him on the head. Dana Carvey is so great.
You know
here.
who the guy on the right is? Playing Dukakis?
No,
You know that guy?
I had to see it in the face again. I didn't. Too busy looking at Carvey.
It's John.
Oh, it's-
John Lovitz.
Yes, Lovitz.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my God.
Look at the machines make him taller.
He's getting elevated. Yeah. Oh, that looks better.
This was very clever. Now he's adjusting it back.
Our panel of questioners are Elizabeth Dowd of the Cleveland Plain Dealer, Sam Donaldson of ABC News, and
What a freak.
syndicated columnist Carl Rowan. The
Carl
first
who?
question
Carl
goes
Rowan,
to
I
Governor
think.
Dukakis.
That's a takeoff on
and will
something.
be
I
asked
don't.
Yeah, I'm
by
not sure who they're taking on there.
Governor Dukakis, Governor Dukakis, Governor Dukakis. Sam. Your leadership style has been described as being technocratic, cool, and emotionally dead. Even your closest advisors admit that sometimes you're distant and aloof, a bit of a cold fish.
His eyebrows.
Opponents are saying that one of the reasons you trail in the polls is that you're uninspiring and seem to be devoid of passion.
He was the first one of
Sam,
these
what's
spin.
the question?
Yeah, what's the question?
Well, I guess the question, Governor, is do you think you have the necessary passion to lead this country?
Well, Sam, that kind of aspersion on my character, quite frankly, makes me, well, there's no other word for it. Enraged. Enraged.
This was the debate where he got in trouble for not acting
Maybe I
more
shouldn't say that in the
enraged.
heat of the moment.
They asked that question about his wife being raped.
But I can't control myself.
Remember that?
Well, I
Is
apologize.
that before or
for
after
throwing up.
Willie Horton did it?
Yeah.
I'm just sorry my kids had to see me like this.
Mr. Bush, rebuttal.
Mr. Vice President, Mr. Vice President.
All right, Sam, all right.
Do you really think that SDI or Star Wars will work? I mean, do you really think it's possible to create a shield that would prevent any or all nuclear missiles from striking the United States?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that, Sam, because tonight I can reveal something that has just been declassified. The
Look at his
key to
hair, gray hair.
SDI, the
Mhm.
whole concept, is a time machine.
It's gonna
Yes,
be too
it's
much
a
time.
beautiful idea. Let's just say the Soviets launch a surprise attack and a few of their missiles get through our network of particle beam lasers. That's when we use the time machine. We go back in time before the surprise attack. It's clean. It'll save our kids. In the event of a Russian first strike, now who could be against that?
Look how he's moving. It's great.
Governor Dukakis.
Well, if such a time machine were possible, I'd like the Vice President to explain why we haven't already been visited by time travelers from the future. Now, you can't tell me that responsible members of a future government of the United States wouldn't, with access to a time machine, come back and reverse some of the mistakes, the cockamamie mistakes, made by this administration. Of course they would. Of course they would. This idea is ridiculous. Spending billions and billions on a time machine whose very existence defies logic is, in my mind, well, lunacy.
Well, Mr. Massachusetts, Mr. Harvard Yard brainiac. You may prove to yourself that it's impossible, but I think I'm like most Americans who'd rather see a time machine with an American flag on the side and not a hammer and a sickle.
Hold down your reaction because it will only take away from your candidate's time.
He threw popcorn on her.
She's going to cry.
Yeah, she looks like she's going to cry.
She's going to cry.
That was really uncalled for. Okay. Sam Donaldson, a question for Governor Dukakis.
Vice President Bush. Now, there are millions of homeless in this country, children who go hungry and lacking other basic necessities. How would a Bush administration achieve your stated goal of making this a kinder, a gentler nation?
Well, Sam, that's a big problem, and unfortunately, in a format of these debates, it makes it very hard to give a complete answer. If I had more time, I could spell out in greater detail, but I'm afraid, unfortunately, in a short answer session like this, all I can say is we are on the track. We're getting the job done. We can do more, but let's stay the course. 1,000 points of light.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately,
He
I
said
see
that
my
stuff
time
all
is
the
up.
time, didn't he?
Mr. Vice President, you still have 1:20.
Uh-oh.
Well, no, Diane, I
This
must
is
have
great.
spoken for at least 2 minutes.
He's
Thank
like
you.
doing
No,
intentionally
just
trying
40
to
seconds,
get
Vice
stall his way through the answer.
Really? Well, I must have used up that time just in talking about it right now.
No, Mr. Vice President, it's not being counted against you.
You still have.
Well, I just wouldn't want to take up some of Governor Dukakis's time.
It won't. It will come out in the post-debate commentary.
Do you think that's a good idea?
You still have a minute 20, Mr. Vice President.
Well, sure, more has to be done, but the program is in place. Make no mistake, we are doing the job. So let's just stay the course and keep on track. Stay the course.
You still have 50 seconds left, Mr. Vice President.
Well, let me just sum up. On track, stay the course, 1,000 points of light. Stay the course.
Mm-hmm. Governor Dukakis, rebuttal.
I can't believe I'm losing to this guy.
You did.
And now to Carl Rowan with a question for Vice President Bush.
Mr. Vice President, Mr. Vice
I
President.
keep thinking they're going to say Karl Rove.
Yeah.
Mr. Vice President.
It was R-O-W-E.
Wouldn't you agree that...
What's that?
It was R-O-W-E, Rowe. There was a guy, but it's just, I'm not sure. I don't remember much about him.
I don't either.
Oh, well, this drags on a little bit.
Yeah,
we milked it about as good as we could.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's still pretty good. Oh, here.
So,
we got since we don't have Tank on today.
We were going to play some Tank vlog.
Yeah.
Hear about the Mets and their woes, their relief pitching debacle.
We'll bring you some of what Tank, what he said here on the 31st.
He was a weird one. Joe Biden actually took a failed run at the Democratic nomination in 1988.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Oh, was that the year that was that when he got in trouble with the plagiarism?
Correct.
Yep, exactly. Plagiarism.
Yep.
And that just totally killed him in the primaries. Huh?
Yeah, the Democrats had standards back then.
And so he was going to be the challenger to Dukakis, who
Still
emerged.
today, but they're higher.
There wasn't. I'm trying to think who else was in the running in '88. Was that like Gary Hart? No, maybe not. Maybe
Yeah, Gary Hart. That rings a bell because it wasn't '92 and it wasn't.
Hart comes.
It's got to be
I
'88.
forget what year that was.
Yeah, Gary Hart wasn't '84. I think it was too, and so he went down with.
84.
Was it 84?
Not 88.
I thought it was 88.
Monkey
Business was the name of the boat was Monkey Business, and the name of the lady?
Donna Rice.
Marla Maples? Donna Rice. You're right. Who's Marla Maples?
I pulled that one on my idiot savant head. That's pretty good.
Which one's Marla Maples?
She's married to Trump.
Oh, she was one of Trump's ex-wives.
Yes.
Ah, got it.
She was the first, I think.
No, the first was
Ivanka?
Or maybe she was the second.
Wait.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe Marla was the first. I'm confused.
I think Marla Maples was the first.
Wow.
Marla Maples, television personality. Yep. Married to Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know about the Gary Hart thing, but
well, in any event, he may or may
Biden
not have
had his attempt derailed by that. But,
Kennedy was gone. Who else would have been running then? Tom Cotton.
I don't know.
Hart was in 1988. He was a front runner.
Yeah, he was going strong.
Yep.
And then he had the infidelity thing. Is that what?
Yeah, it was just infidelity.
That's all it was.
Allegations
Right?
over affair. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Boy, that sunk his ass.
Mm-hmm.
You can have an affair, just don't have it within like recent history
Just
when
don't
you
get
run.
caught. You just can't get caught.
Yeah, or keep it under tabs.
The affairs you want, but just do them
They'll
on.
never slow JFK down.
Do them somewhere on the Virgin Islands, and
I think Roosevelt was having an affair, among others, in the White House.
Apparently, there's independent flight records that show that Clinton, went to this island about 26 times, and 6 of them without his Secret Service duty.
26?
Yeah. This is,
Oh my God!
But 6 without but because then people were saying, well, what if he like the Secret Service duty? They'll tell the logs there will show it, and that's public records. They'll show exactly what you want to see, and it's like, and they do. They show that 6 times the president refused to take his guard with him. No, you wonder why.
Epstein,
why would some you would, and why would some you
Epstein
wouldn't?
provided his own security, I'm sure.
Of course, among other things. That's not looking good. But now we knew it. I mean, we knew it all along. But that being said, now there's final proof. How long will it take for this to be on CNN or NBC? How long will it take for this to make the mainstream news where they report the revulsiveness of our ex-president?
Well, something will have to be proven.
His wife. Well, hey, that lady signed a legal affidavit saying that this is what she saw to be true. So, now presumably, presumably they already took over the compound the day after he died. There must be records there showing these things, his comings and goings and diaries and such, that Epstein had in his possession, which are now in the possession of the U.S. government. So this is all going to come out.
Okay. Well, I hope it does.
Yeah.
I hope it does. Well, the question is, when will it come out?
Oh. Prior to November 3rd.
The question is always about the timing of the release of these things.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have fertile ground for an October surprise.
In Trump's case, it's kind of funny because he did. I mean, he was acknowledging its record that he knew Epstein. Obviously, partied with him, hung out.
Mm-hmm.
But during the time frame within the 90s, wasn't so much supposedly of this stuff going on with the teenagers and the allegations about that, teen girls and stuff. Although Trump did make a comment that I heard he likes women young.
Well,
and
yes.
He disassociated himself with the guy before he got in serious trouble.
He says that, but this girl, and I'm not sure where this fits in the timeline, but this girl, what's her name, who's making the allegations? Geoffrey? Virginia. Virginia, anyway, in any event, she was recruited at the Mar-a-Lago Hotel. She was around the pool at the Mar-a-Lago Hotel when she got recruited. And the Mar-a-Lago Hotel is owned by the Trump organization. That's his hotel. So, there is, I haven't seen, there's nothing, if Trump is associated with this guy, we need to know that information yesterday. And if in any nefarious way, or in any way that's criminal. Again, if you are aware of the crime going on of child rape, which is what this is, and you're not reporting it, you're just as guilty as the perpetrators. So if Trump knew about it and was turning a blind eye, he should be jailed along with everybody else.
I hear some of these guys refer to it as he's Teflon. It's like he said some pretty nasty things been come out about him over the years, and it's like the people that are bought into him and sold into him just refuse to even acknowledge, or it doesn't seem to make any difference to them. It's like he could literally go out and shoot somebody on the street, and they'd still be saying, "Go Trump."
Oh, literally, yes, yeah. We know there's people like that. There's people like that on all sides, though. These are the extremists, but there are people with more sane and rationale.
It's like his tax thing. I mean, any other president pulled that, he'd be screaming and hollering.
Yeah, but Trump got away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just he's not a politician, and so he doesn't play by their rules. He doesn't use their game set. And I think that's why the American electorate, why he got elected. It's why he may get reelected, because he's not a politician. And it's nice to have somebody, a more normal. He's not normal either, but a non-politician.
Exactly, though. I hear what you're saying. It's really kind of scary is that there's that many people who are, who follow in on that, like despite of himself or despite what he does. Yeah.
I mean, at least he's. I see what the other side is proposing to be more damaging than the damage that the current president has and proposes to do moving forward. Because current president kind of just wants to we get over this virus thing, we'll get back to business, or I'll get back to working, building an economy, and getting everybody back to work. And the Democrats are talking about they're not talking about defunding anything, but they're certainly saying reallocate money going to police. Let's open the borders.
Then you've got the career 45-year politician. People are not too happy about that.
We have that too. Oh yeah. Then of the candidate, that he's we've seen Biden's record. I mean, that's just it. If there's nothing he can't hide either, and it's not. I like Joe Biden. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a decent man. But it's the people around him that really disturb me, because the left wing of the party seems to have gotten control of the ship. They're at the helm right now.
Well, it just seems like
they got some crazy
I can see the Democratic Party being pulled left hard, because they feel like they have to comply with this agenda that's been floated on the left. That is just the pressure seems like it's insurmountable and just intense. So, but the interesting thing is, are the Republicans going to move it all to the center to pick up some of that slack that's just sitting there?
Well, let's say the police union, who traditionally voted for who? The Democrats. Yeah, are they going to vote Democrat this fall?
They came out in favor of Trump.
Yeah, they're in favor of Trump. So Trump's going to be picking up non-traditional voters here, and the Democrats losing traditional base.
I don't think the election's going to be won by the extremists. So they got to come to grips with that sooner. They're going to just go down the wrong path, I think.
Well, in terms of undecided, there can't be anyone undecided on the president. I mean, he's a pretty polarizing figure, and we've had 4 years to watch him in office. So there can be nobody who's saying, "I don't know about Trump yet."
I think
I got to watch him a little more.
This guy, when they announced the VP here, which is coming up in a few days, and from what I hear, it's probably going to be this Karen Bass person.
Yeah, she's an interesting pick.
They're not. I don't think people realize how left wing she is.
Yeah, that's why she's a very interesting pick. I mean,
she's not a mainstream Democrat.
No. She's Marxist, pro Castro. And, hey, Castro in all, he did some good things too. So I can see that. She made some comments on the Church of Scientology, which are questionable to some.
Yeah, just wait and see. She's more. I think her personality might be a little more reserved than some of the other people. But
well, it's like, what is the Democratic Party thinking? I mean, do they want this guy again? They picked Biden. You're thinking, well, geez, they probably want to just lose the election, do it quietly, and then they have a chance to correct it by getting a good person on the ticket, and they put somebody like a leftist on there. Are you kidding me?
Well, they're just
it's like they're making themselves up.
Party's moving that way.
More safer choice.
What's that?
But,
Harris?
I said I think Harris might be the safer choice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris is. Yeah. I mean, I know. I like. Don't get me wrong. I kind of like this lady.
They showed 20 people that they're considering, and they're all women. There's no men,
and mostly women of color.
He came
so
out and he basically put himself in that spot.
Yeah,
he said he was going to pick a woman.
It's going to be a woman.
He's going to pick a woman,
and he says he's going to pick a black woman. So it's sexist and it's racist.
Fine.
It's a sexist and racist process. Son of a bitch.
So things have really changed. Do you want to play the Billy the wide mouth bass clip? That's kind of funny.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
Can we find it?
It's in here somewhere.
When did I send it to you? I don't know. I sent it to you towards the end, I think.
Oh, here it is.
Yes.
It's right in the center here.
Oh, this is it. You remember this clip from The Sopranos? Here, listen to this. This is great. Christopher's leaving the hotel room with his
bagging some
escort for the night.
Night. Lunchtime.
Oh, that's right. It's lunchtime.
Yeah.
That's really bad. Gets out of his car.
Blocked in by Paulie.
Now what?
Blocked in by Paulie.
You do.
I think he owes Paulie money.
You're not even married yet. You're dipping into whores already.
Didn't cost me a quarter. I don't pay for
it. You don't pay for it.
How'd you find me? Better be careful. If I can do it, so can your bride-to-be.
So what is this? Some new rule about who I fuck? You want more shoes? What?
No.
This is after he came to his place and smelled his wife's underwear.
I don't know why I thought you was a size 10.
I don't know either.
I'm here to tell you one thing. You ever go whining to the big man again about shit between you and me, we'll have a problem, my friend.
He's reaching for his piece now.
No, he's reaching for something else.
Well, this guy's reaching for his piece.
Oh. Oh.
Seen these?
He was really worried.
He was.
Fuck is that? My godson got it for me. They were all over the fucking place. We gotta bring one into the club.
It's the floppy fish singing. The big mouth bass.
He's singing YMCA.
Can't you just see Trump coming out with something like the big mouth Karen Bass or something?
Hey, Karen Bass.
Karen Bass fish, you know? Press a button.
There'd have to be a cartoon made of that.
I just came up with a very good campaign strategy.
Yeah.
If they want to purchase it from me, they'd have to negotiate. So we'll see. We got other movies from 1988 that were pretty good. Like did you ever see?
Do
you want to go through the main movies for 1988?
Yeah. Who do you think was the biggest in the box office for 1988, Brian?
Isn't that Die Hard?
Yes, Die Hard.
Oh, sorry, it was. Yeah, that's you hit tied for 10th place with $140 million.
I knew. Yeah.
That was pretty big.
That was big.
Did you ever see the Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad? Did you ever see that?
I never saw it.
I bet that would be funny.
Well,
but
that's what tied Die Hard. So
I don't know much about it.
Oh,
a lot of people saw it.
I know they're funny. Yeah, because you got Leslie Nielsen.
And do you have Steve Guttenberg and any of the Police Squad people in it?
No, you got OJ though.
OJ. So this was a little before he got in trouble.
Oh yeah,
it was kind of a big deal. He was NBC sports guy.
And sports and he was some stupid Olympic thing, competition thing, Battle of the Stars.
I didn't realize that Big was only ninth. Tied for ninth, but there's basically ninth on the list.
But it was 20th Century Fox.
Everybody knows about that movie, but it didn't do as well as...
I never saw it, and it looked like it was stupid.
Cocktail did better.
Yeah. I hadn't seen that movie, but I did. Yeah, just to say it was a date. I just didn't have a date to take.
Did you ever
that
see
film.
Cocktail?
I don't think I ever saw that one. That Rain Man was the highest.
Yep.
Yeah, Cocktail was Tom Cruise's second movie that year. Other movie, it wasn't anywhere as it wasn't. Rain Man was twice as successful. Rain Man was the biggest.
Oh my goodness! But yeah, that's pretty good to have to score twice on the list as an actor. That's wow. That's,
probably my favorite movie. My favorite movie probably that year was Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was number 2.
Fun.
Yeah, that was a fun movie.
Number 3 we played, which is Coming to America. That was $288 million. That was huge.
Wow. And Crocodile Dundee 2. Can you believe it?
I don't understand the.
I don't understand that either. Because I saw the first one. It was okay. I think I might have watched 10 minutes of the second one before I turned it off.
There was like this big Aussie thing going on back in the 80s.
Yeah.
For some reason.
A big what?
Aussie thing.
Oh.
A big Aussie thing. Aussie, not Aussie.
We're drinking Foster's beer and talking, with some stupid accent and
it's probably when
about kangaroos
Outback
and shit.
Steakhouse started. Probably.
Yeah. That's a dying chain. Twins.
Twins was kind of funny. I saw part of that.
Never saw it.
But,
never understood the appeal for that.
Yeah, I think it was just people wanted to go to a
goofy comedy.
Yeah. Escapism, just like the next film, Rambo 3. Major escapism. I don't think I've even seen this one because it was just It was
but the other one that was good that year was Biloxi Blues, and did we play any clips from that?
Not yet.
Did you see Biloxi Blues?
Biloxi. I think I've seen it once. It was,
It was funny. You want to play the scene with the
That's Brighton Beach Memoirs. I'm thinking diseases, but
you want to play the scene with the
whole scene's 5 minutes. I don't show 5 minutes.
How about the scene with the hooker?
We played the hooker though. It's 3 on the list. All right, we're talking about that.
Brighton Beach Memoirs.
Yeah, this one's cool.
I don't know if this was 88, but this was a very funny this scene about talking about illnesses.
Those cars go by. Beautiful 30s. It's a Accord.
Jonathan Silverman.
Who died?
Mr. Nunzio.
The shoemaker? Wow, what happened?
He had cancer.
Cancer. Why is it old people always whisper when someone dies from? Like my Uncle Dave, Aunt Blanche's husband. He died from coronary. People from the old country think it's bad luck to say a disease out loud. Like if God hears you, he'll give it to you. My grandfather died from diphtheria. Anyway, after Uncle Dave died, he left Aunt Blanche with no money. Not even insurance. And she couldn't support herself because she has asthma. So my big-hearted mother took her in with her 2 daughters. And my father had to take another job to support us all.
Typical Jewish
Besides
husband.
cutting raincoats, he also sells party favors to nightclubs. But I think it's getting to him, because I heard Mom say that Pop was developing high blood pressure.
Wow.
That was a clever
That's a
clever
good scene.
one. I
Great
don't.
scene.
Yeah, I don't remember what year it was.
Oh, it was somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was.
Neil Simon had a very productive decade there.
Sports movie out that year is 8 Men Out.
Oh, now that's a great
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
I love that movie. I've seen that over and over and over and over again. I can't believe I left that off the list, but it wasn't in the top 10 of grossing movies.
No.
All right. Well, we do have some Donald Trump we could play for you.
Oh, he's funny. This one or?
Oh well, that's pretty long.
Yeah.
You play Bush to
That's
Trump.
awesome.
You can't insult your way out of into a presidency.
Jeb said when they come across the southern border, they come as an act of love.
You said in September 30th that ISIS was not a
Am I
not a
talking
factor.
or are you talking, Jeb?
I'm
You can
talking
go
right
back.
now. I'm talking.
You can go back. You're not
I'm
talking.
talking.
You interrupted me,
September
Jeb.
30th,
You
you said.
apologize, Jeb? No.
No.
Am I allowed to finish?
Yes, one at a time. Go
Excuse
ahead,
me.
Mr.
Am I allowed to finish?
Go ahead, Mr. Trump.
So,
Little of your own
again,
medicine there.
I know
Governor-
you're trying
Governor
to build
Bush,
up your energy,
please.
Jeb, but it's not working
one at
very
a
well. We need a toughness. We need strength.
Jeb's
We're
turning
not
red.
respected as a,
He's
as
turning
a
his head
nation
too much.
anymore. We
He's
don't
turning
have
his head
that
too
level
much.
of
He's got
respect
makeup
that we
on the
need.
head. He's
And if we don't get it back fast, we're just going to go weaker and
He's
just
got weird
disintegrate.
glasses
We
on,
can't
too.
allow that to happen.
Doesn't fit
We
his
need
face.
strength. We don't have it. When Jeb comes out and he talks about the border, and I saw it, and I was witness to it, and so was everyone else, and I was standing
Trump was
there.
really up
they
for
come
this.
across as an act of
I
love.
mean, I thought
He's
he
saying the
just
same thing
dominated
right
this
now
debate.
with radical
He was-
Islam, and we can't
They were
have
all
that in our
attacking him,
country.
and
it
he
just
still
won't
was.
work.
It was
We need
amazing.
strength.
Governor Bush.
Donald,
He
you're not going to be
feeds
able
off
to
of it.
insult your way to the presidency. That's not going to happen. And I do have the strength.
But Bush's glasses
leadership
did not
is
fit his
not-
face. It was
leadership
bad. They
is
should
not
have
about
done something to help him.
attacking people and disparaging people.
It looked like
Leadership
he
is
sat on
about
'em or
creating a
something.
serious strategy to deal with the threat of our time.
Like, what's
and
going
I
on
laid
with him?
out that strategy before the attacks in Paris and before the attacks in San Bernardino, and it is the way the way forward. We need to increase our military spending. We need to deal with a no-fly zone in Syria, a safe zone. We need to focus on
Time's
building a military that is second to none,
Too
so that we can
political of an
destroy
answer.
Islamic
Yeah.
terror.
With
Too
Jeb's
many
attitude,
details.
he will never
Yep.
be great again. That I can tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just blew it.
Slaughtered him.
That was the debate there involving Bush, and then.
Gotta get this in before the show.
Oh, you want to get this in?
Yeah. This is. You ever tune into Tank's vlog at all, Brian?
No, I really haven't.
On YouTube. Here he is the other day after the Mets. So the Mets were playing. They're playing Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were up 8-3, and they lost the game 11-10. And so here's. You can imagine what. Well, here's what Frank sounded like after that loss.
He looks so tired. Just mentally fatigued. Sound of silence playing.
Oh Oh, he just looks like he's so depressed. He's got his hand up, his palm on his face, holding himself up. His shirt is all chewed at the collar.
You can see where he's been chewing his shirt. I think it looks like a Montana shirt. It says Missoula on it, I think.
Yeah.
Here he goes. Grabbing his head, squeezing his temples.
He's trying to compose himself here. The plastic bottle is... Oh, he's crashing a
can on his head like Belushi.
35 motherfucking years ago, I made the fateful mistake of becoming a motherfucking Met fan! They got that World Series. They got that one fucking World Series. That one fucking World Series! The only fucking World Series
Gonna
I'm
get a
never
heart
gonna
attack.
fucking see!
Oh, it's Brooklyn. It says Brooklyn on it.
Ever since, it's been nothing but sheer, utter fucking misery!
Maybe
Every
more.
motherfucking year! It's the same goddamn motherfucking bullshit!
Oh, my goodness.
How does this bullpen never improve? It never improves! No matter who gets put in,
I'm
they
gonna get a heart
fucking
attack.
suck all the motherfucking time!
Oh.
Every fucking
He's
year!
got to rip his shirt.
Yeah, he's tearing it.
Every fucking year!
So he needs another haircut.
And every manager gets fucking worse! Louis Rojas fucking sucks! He's horrible as his fucking cousin, who was another
I think
shitty
he's
reliever
left-handed.
that the Mets had!
I noticed Tank is
Tank is,
left-handed.
Yeah, he likes to wave his left
Oh
hand.
my motherfucking
Tank's,
God!
so here's the headline. Tank's really a left winger.
Wow. I mean, that's very buried.
He's not going to like that.
He's just a southpaw.
Well, you tell me. Is that?
No! It's gonna kill us!
Now he's hitting,
Wait,
hitting
he's
himself.
No!
Self-flagellation with a water bottle.
In his head. Wow.
There's a
The
funny one
fucking
happened
moment
yesterday. I
that
didn't
Travis
see
knows
this.
how to
Oh, let me hear what
I
Brian
knew
has to say. What's that?
Yesterday it said, who is that? Ronald Acuna, the Braves.
Oh, yeah.
He hit a home run yesterday. Goes showboating around the bases, goes in the dugout, and then comes back out and does the bow for a
curtain call.
Phantom crowd of cheers.
Did that go over well? Did that go over
It
well?
doesn't say.
Or did they throw at him the next time?
Yeah, I'm sure he's
That's really what that is. That's just flipping funny,
he's
isn't
going to
it?
get hit by a pitch. That is.
It's very funny.
Baseball justice.
He wasn't trying to show anybody up. He was just being funny.
He's just showing everybody up by showing nobody up.
He was just trying to be funny.
Dancing around the bases, lost his helmet around the bases. He goes in the dugout and then comes back out.
Oh, man.
Flex to the invisible crowd.
Is he crazy? Oh, the baseball, the baseball code doesn't. Like, they got to throw the book at that. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's getting one to the head.
Well, we'll see what happens next week. I hope that.
Well, I hope they keep
I mean,
on
if these
playing baseball.
infections keep happening, how can we continue this in baseball?
Just keep playing. I mean, okay, just remove the players and let the rest of everybody else keep playing. What's the big deal? I don't really see what the
Yeah,
problem
needless to say,
It seems like they don't want
nobody's
to.
really,
They don't want to do
nobody's
that
really
though.
jumping out to any significant leads or anything. Everything's pretty even.
Well, the Yankees
the
seem to be-
Dodgers and the Yankees are playing very well.
Yeah.
The Twins are playing well.
There's the World Series right there, Yankees.
A few teams are starting to separate themselves. I mean, there are some teams that are clearly not going to be there. And
sitting there,
Red Sox.
The Red
Cubs
Sox.
sitting there looking 2 games up. Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
But
The Dodgers.
Yeah, Dodgers looking
Dodgers
tight.
6-3.
Padres have had a good start for some reason.
Yeah, they say they had a good start too. But yeah, it's still too early to. When we
Mets
start
at
getting around
3 and
that
6.
15, 20 game mark, then
Yeah, we'll have a better representative sample.
Separate
picture,
the
yeah.
wheat from the chaff.
I think the Mets at 3 and 6 aren't going to be turning it around anytime soon.
not pretty.
No, they're playing pretty bad.
Not looking good.
No.
Not looking good. And like you said, this teams like the Phillies and Marlins there are just losing ground because they ain't playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the Marlins are 2-1, so they're in first. I think last time I looked, they were in first place.
Yeah.
That would be really messed up, huh?
They got a lot of games to make up. I mean,
Yeah,
Derek
that'll be
Jeter has to
interesting
play.
see, because they actually said that there's a possibility some games just won't be made up, and they may have uneven records.
Right. No, I think that's definitely going to be happening.
Yeah.
And you see that in Major League Baseball anyway, just to a little extent. I mean, it's possible for teams.
Yeah, there's those teams that have a couple of games that were wiped out.
Yeah, they never got made up.
Decide not to make them up because it wouldn't make any difference.
Yeah, they've got to end this on time. I mean, they could go. I guess it could get extended a little bit, but let's get this over with. So we have a little bit of anything
postponed games. Yeah.
Anything anything going?
Oh, the Olympics were '88 too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have the
Team
FloJo
US
clip.
Team USA finished with a gold medal that year. I think that was the last year that they used college players exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They were bringing over the basketball and hockey teams.
Oh, so Team USA just won it with the normal college players?
No, they only came in third. They got the gold.
Oh, bronze.
Oh, bronze.
Still pretty good for
bronze. Yeah,
for,
bronze.
Amateur. True amateurs.
Amateur, yeah.
Well, wait though. We've won it before that with amateurs, right?
Well, yeah, 1980.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got good amateurs too.
84, but the Russians weren't there. And,
Yeah.
He's talking. Yeah, the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that controversial one was at 76 or
72.
72. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty controversial when some athletes got shot and murdered.
No, but he's talking about the ending of that game.
Oh,
the
Okay.
Russians beat us, and
Yeah.
there's some screwed up things were happening at the end with the clock. It didn't start on time or something.
Okay.
It's very bizarre. The Russians threw this full court pass that actually worked.
Mm-hmm.
The guy caught it and laid it in. Anyway, I don't remember the entire controversy, but FloJo was amazing. We had the FloJo clip, but I guess we're
Yeah, we got
running
3 minutes to go, so yeah.
Yeah.
Gee, we got
Oh, yeah,
a lot
FloJo
of
was
tape
a
on
big
the
story.
floor here. So many clips, so little time.
Would you like to hear the Kirk Gibson home run before we leave?
This one?
Yeah, it's the 1988. Oh wait, no, it's Kirk Gibson.
Oh, this is kind of fun.
Yeah, that was 88.
Okay.
To the air. He drives one. Deep left field. That goes Upton.
This is Bartolo Colon hitting home run.
Here. Bartolo has done it.
Yeah, he's as big as a Mack truck.
Impossible has happened.
Yeah, he looked pretty huge there.
It's like a meat locker running the bases.
There.
Oh my god! Oh my
Team
god!
vacates the dugout.
He's got to be 275, right?
No, that's over 3.
Is that over 3 bills?
And there'll be nobody in the dugout.
Yeah,
to
that's
greet
over
him.
3 bills, I think.
Oh yeah. Wow.
This is one of the great moments in the history of baseball.
Bartolo Colon parked one.
Colon has gone deep.
I want to say that was one of the longest home run trots I've ever seen, but I think that's how fast he runs.
Ron Darling,
And now they'll flood up the
Kevin
tunnel
Plogwicki
and give him his just
was
His
giving him a high five.
226th
You know who Kevin
career.
Plogwicki is?
You knew if he ever made contact in
He's
just the right
he's
way, he
the
was strong
guy
enough to
that
do it. And now Bartolo
had
has
that
brought
big
down
black dildo in his locker. Remember that?
Oh my god, him?
Yeah.
Oh, I did
Kevin
not know.
Plogwicki.
Well, that's
Remember when
Matt Wilander was the big tennis star that year.
Oh yeah, Mats Wilander won Wimbledon, right?
Australian, French, and the U.S. Open.
Oh, so we didn't win.
Edberg won the Wimbledon.
Edberg won Wimbledon, but he won 3 majors in 1 year. That's pretty tough to do. Yeah.
And on the ladies' side,
Margaret
Steffi
Court.
Graf.
No, it's Navratilova.
Oh.
Who?
As a women, Steffi Graf swept all 4.
Oh, Steffi Graf.
Sweet.
Yes, she was very efficient on the court.
Didn't she get stabbed?
No, that's Monica Seles.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Monica Seles. Rising star.
All right. Well,
stabbed too soon.
I think we'll just, Brian, unless you have anything further to add, I think we're going to call it quits for this week, and we'll be back next week. Is everything?
We touched on pretty much everything. That was another leap year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Of course, we only do leap years.
I guess we're doing 1992 next.
Maybe.
I think we already do 1992.
I think that's the year the Redskins were in the Super Bowl again, right?
Gee, isn't that funny? Yeah, they did.
Was that 92?
That was 92.
Yeah.
It was. Or was it 91? No, 92.
Maybe it was 91.
91?
I don't remember.
January 91, January 92. I think it was January 92, you're right.
I think it was 92, I really do.
Yeah, it was 91 season, 92. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Huh. That's quite a pattern there. Leap years.
Leap years.
Redskins win Super Bowls on leap years.
To a certain extent.
Well, twice.
So
the one was 83.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. So we will go with. We'll end with a U2 song. U2.
Angel of Harlem.
One of the only songs I really I like. I'm not a U2 fan.
Yeah, this was a pretty cool song, though.
Yeah, this was off of the Angel of Harlem album in 1988.
Really? The album was named the same title?
Yeah.
That's lazy, man.
I know. The title track.
All right. Title track of the album. Self-titled.
All right,
album.
Brian. Have a good week.
Thank you, Brian. Stay safe. Don't burn.
Yes.
And thank you to everybody out there.
Yep.
All right.
Everybody out there in iHeartRadio and Apple iTunes and the whole podcast world. Have a great week.
Everybody stay safe, get well, and try to enjoy life a little bit. It's going to get pretty...
Get out and vote.
Yeah, well...
Mail in your vote because the mail is slow. You know, it might,
better start now.
It might take 3 months to get delivered.
Well, if we get it in the mail now, they might get it in time.
I noticed that we're moving to the Pony Express approach now.
I've been waiting for a package for a week now, yeah.
I mean, seriously, these checks are not arriving fast enough.
It's in the mail, dude.
It's in the mail. It's always been in the mail my whole life. All right, well, we're going to go out with the Angel of Harlem. Thank you for listening.